Thank you for joining me today. We are going to be doing a little bit of stretching on the ball specifically for our low backs. Like always, I'd like you to make sure that you feel good doing these exercises. If you're experiencing too much pain, then I'd like you to take the range of motion and really make it small enough where it feels comfortable. It's allowed to be a little bit uncomfortable, but not too much into that super pain zone. That's not something we need currently, okay? So find your place on your ball. We've talked about this in other videos. I'd like it so that you are about 90 degrees or a little bit higher, but if you're too far deep into that, where you're like that in the side of the hip, it's a little bit too deep for you. So what we're going to do is make sure those feet are planted on the floor, and you're going to tuck your tailbone slightly underneath you. So the ball is going to roll underneath you and roll back. The ball rolls and rolls back. So you might feel a little bit of a low belly activation. Let me just show you what I don't want to see is that we're rolling front and back. Now, this is fine. This is not unsafe or anything. It's just not targeting the area that we'd like to do. So again, tailbone front, tailbone back. A little bit I'm thinking about the tailbone like a pencil, and we're drawing a line on the floor. 2. Good. We're going to take your pencil, so your tailbone, and draw from side to side. Let me move. You get to stay right there. And side to side. So my feet stay planted. I feel safe there. And it's in the hips. It almost feels like one hip is coming up and then the other one. Okay. And as we're doing this, you're just breathing through. If something feels good and you want to stay there, go ahead and enjoy that stretch, really luxuriate in it. Okay, we're taking circles now. Circles. Again, drawing a circle on the floor with your tailbone. You are more than welcome to slow it down if you'd like. If you feel a good stretchy position, hang out there. Again, my feet are staying planted, so I'm not moving through my knees. It's really the center of my body. Let's start circling the other way. Check in with your breath. We have 2 more. Okay, you'll stay in your center where you feel comfortable. Okay, we're going to take one arm up and over. So you're feeling perhaps a stretch in the side of the body. You're welcome to go as far as it feels comfortable in your body. Okay, I still want you to feel stable on your ball, so the foundation stays there. And what about the other side? Good. Feel that stretch in the side. For me, it goes all the way down into the low back. We're going to go for a long, when I say diagonal front, sitting on the wire. So we're going to reach, and I'm going to support myself on my thigh, and I'm reaching out, and I'm going to feel a little bit of a stretch right here. Good. And what about the other side? Let's come back up. We're going to do waves through the body, okay? Wave through the body. I'm just showing you from the side. So what I mean is the legs are wide enough where you feel stable. I'm using my hands on my thighs, and I'm going to lean towards the front. So I'm really hinging through my hips. I'll let my head sink down to the floor. Then I'll start from the very bottom, so from my tailbone as best I can, and I'm rounding up bone for bone until I come all the way up to my seated position. Again, I'm hinging, I'm leaning front, and then I'm rounding all the way back up. Now, if your back is feeling sensitive, you might want to do this a little bit smaller, or you use your hands, use your arms a little bit more on the thighs. Okay. If you're feeling pretty good and you're just looking for that mobility, you can take your hands away from the thighs so that the back muscles need to work a little bit more as you articulate through the spine. Let's do a couple more of these. Remember, both are, or all of those versions are absolutely correct. You just choose the one that makes sense for your body today. So long spine going down, hinging at the hips, and then rounding through, articulating through your spine. Now we're going to reverse this. So I'm thinking about rounding down, flattening out to come back up. So it's a little bit different work for those muscles. So again, we're going to tuck the chin lightly to the chest. We're rounding down, lengthen your spine, and engage your core muscles as you come back up to seated with a long spine. Again, round through and coming back up. We have the option, the same as before, to support yourself with your hands on your thighs. If you'd like to experience it a little bit differently, you can have your arms by your side, so not on the thighs. Good. And we're finishing off our last one, whichever one you decided. Good. I'd like you to bring the pelvis again front and back. So again, tucking tiny bit front and back. Let's do a few more of these. Taking a couple of big breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to work a tiny diagonal front, diagonal back. Okay. Drawing again with your tailbones. There's no right or wrong here. We're just trying to look for a little bit more motion. Good. The other diagonal. Good. Come back to the center. And like our last thing, we're going to bring one hand maybe to the inside of the leg. The other hand is on your ball and do a twist. Let's stretch into our twist on the other side. We come back to our center. Raise the arms. Take a big breath. And let the air out. 2 more. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day. If you like these videos that we've been making for you and you want even more of them, we have an entire on-demand, it's more than on-demand membership. You get virtual classes, you have hundreds and hundreds of different videos using props like the ball and therabands and weights and everything else. And inside there's also, oh my gosh, there's yoga, there's Pilates, there's HIIT training, bar training, everything is in there. So if that's interesting to you, check one of those links down right below and see if it's something that could be for you. Have a wonderful day. Bye. See you soon.